allow the two children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary, diary politico. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́ àní ẹ̀sùn ra jù bíjó ìgbádìyẹ àní ẹ̀sùn ra jù bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn ra jù.
Hello there, brethren. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you're joining us. It is Mayegun live. So as you are joining us, please read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Kindly read the description as well. Then like the broadcast. It's under the video. Share it as well. So invite your friends and your not so friendly friends and tell them all that Mayegun today. And this could be a class that everyone should attend. So you will be helping somebody not to miss it out. So thank you if you have done that already. Tonight, we are going to have what we call the People's Parliament instead of taking calls. So the first hour of this broadcast will be myself updating you on what is going on out there and what are these political career criminals, what are they up to? Because whether we like it or not, since you and I will likely not join in their political adventure, they will still do what they will do. So it might be it might kind of like interest you that you need to know who is doing what and what they are up to. Because like I said, whether we like it or not, their actions, their inactions, our own, much like this interest, contributes to wherever we are today as a people. So we shall be talking politics on the political tonight. And there are other stories too. Just to make sure that as you are joining, you did the right thing, like that is like, share, sit back, relax, and let's have that chat. Brethren, again, many of us have been called armchair critics because we tend to have all the right words to describe the political players in Nigeria, that in fact, for so many people who have not just observed from far, we are talking about those who have actually got their fingers, hands bound by trying to get involved. And from all these experiences, people believe that, to join the Nigerian political adventure with the mindset of trying to change them is going to end in misadventure. So we've discovered that the system that keeps producing or normalizing, electoral fraud, judicial fraud, it is that system that needs the fixing, not the change of personnel. However, so many of us believe that if a system is not credible enough, at least to represent the supposed yearnings of the people, there is no point in participating, because your participation is considered as validation. You can't participate in something and then cry, something you know that is rigged, and then you cry to have been cheated. But on the other hand, Nigeria is a place where those who have the opportunity to probably fix that contraption ended up making it worse, only for them to realize that oh, So we're actually really better than this other one that succeeded us. Oh, now let's go back in and fix it. Nigeria is filled with that. And Nigerians, you know, when I say Nigerians, I'm talking about those of you who can be easily swayed. And there are other factors that probably influence that. But however, you have a very short sort of like lifespan for, you know, keeping your rage and anger against those who have wronged you through the system, right? So they believe that, and that is popularly called Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome, whereby at a point, people tend to sort of like gravitate towards the same characters that mainly contributed to whatever it is that they are facing. And that is why the characters like El Rufai, Kaduna Littlefinger, Atiku, not just them, not just Atiku, well, you can put Atiku out a bit, right? Then you have Obima, Judas Iscariot, Rotimi, Amaechi, and there are many others too, who were just, 2 years ago, they were solidly behind the same Boko Haram that destroyed Nigeria beyond anything. The one that came to industrialize terrorism in Nigeria. But until when they met Koolu tend to have taken it a bit further, and suddenly they want to save us. So, like I said, you and I pretty much won't participate in a supposedly rigged system filled with questionable characters who suddenly feels patriotic to save you from their own, which is their own peer. Whether we participate or not, they will do what they want to do, and the consequences of what they will do will be borne by, will be bought by me and you. Just like when they came together and they were shouting change, change, then Boko Haram, a certificate-less, lifeless mannequin. Some said, well, and these were the same characters, like I said, the same characters from the ruling party then, and then the opposition who said they wanted to save us. But here we are. So the choice of what you do with any of this is up to you. But we will not pretend that this also could be the beginning of an end. There's so many things wrong that a lot of them have tried to avoid, like the conversation around whether Nigerians of this today, if they are asked if they still want to be part of this contraption as it is currently set up or not, that national dialogue, which also includes probably renegotiating the union, the one that guarantees the safety and protection of the indigenous people of Nigeria, right? That conversation, they don't want to have it. These were characters shouting, restructuring, restructuring. Then it ended up as part of, their scams among among many others. So tonight, or should I say, in the last few months, we have been inundated with the talks of coalition talk. And I don't think anybody is presently watching this broadcast or this video is, unaware of that. But I think it is getting to that stage where, as many admitted, that Tinubu's tentacles so spread that there is no existing political party in Nigeria that does not have Tinubu's at least input, more or less like compromised. There are others who felt like something still needed to be done. Like the way Nigeria is going, it is a pure train wreck. You get what I mean? At the end of the day, you are in a country where terrorists are being so revered and activists are being jailed for complaining too much. So even an idiot should be able to predict where this is going to end. But is it really going to be enough to stop Koolu? Well, some said they should go and start their own political parties. Maybe they heard you, maybe not. There are other theories where everyone believes that any coalition, okay, not everyone, the Obidients in particular, believes that any coalition that does not include Peter Obi is just an effort in futility. There are others who believe that, yeah, this coalition talk and all that has been concluded for like a year now. Yeah, somebody said that to me, by the way. Not that they actually presented any, but it's more or less like we have only been seeing just snippets of whatever they are up to. So part of the options then was to adopt a political party, existing one, or maybe they should start their own political party and maybe everybody will just come in with their own terms and conditions, whatever that was, or whoever predicted this, because I did too. Now, for those who predicted that they will start their own political party, does this mean that the Labour Party can be left for Abure and others? Does that also mean that PDP can be left for Werey Wike and others? Can these guys, these strange bedfellows, pull another stunt like they did on Goodluck Ebere Jonathan? Now we are probably going to have to wait to see that. So today, they submitted a name that, let me see, what's that name again? His name is Aki A. Ricketts. I do not have his image. But today, a letter has been sent to INEC, right? And it is actually an application. Now, let me read it in part, all right? So it's called Application for Registration. We respectfully write to the INEC requesting the registration of our association, the All Democratic Alliance, ADA, as a political party. Now, I don't have the history of this group. Whether it is new, whether it is old, I don't. But we do know there's the sort of like the popular characters behind this. And like I said before, you have Atiku. You have, give me a second. So you have Atiku. You have Amaechi. There is Peter Obi. Now, for some, they said, and there is rufai, the Cardinal Little Finger. All right? So, there is no clear sort of like who and who have indeed signed up for this. Or better still, the conditions behind it. But we will get to that part. First, the content of the application said, this is sequel to the decision taken by the Nigerian National Coalition Group to sponsor our association for full registration. The name of the party shall be All Democratic Alliance, with ADA as our acronym and Justice for All as our slogan. The National Secretariat of the party is, as stated at the bottom of the association's letterhead used in this application. We have also herewith attached our logo describing in details the symbolism of our party colors and their configuration and the corn, maize, agbado. So we have further attached our manifesto encompassing details of our party ideology and our constitution, providing the legal framework that defines our integrity, structures, and organization, regulates our affairs, and guides our actions in alignment for section DC blah blah of Electoral Act of 2022. Please find attached the following document: our party flag depicting our name, acronym and slogan, manifesto, constitution, and minutes of meeting. About Badonio. Now, take a look. So this was believed to be their logo. And immediately, people started picking the whole thing apart. That would Peter Obi be involved in anything like this? Right? Like, how would the Obidients themselves, if, for instance, they actually tell them to align with them, right? But there's so many others. So then another image came out. I don't know, because this kind of like somehow represents or this one depicts the description given in that the application. Corn. They said there is corn inside. Agbado. Hey, Agbado, God. But however, in the next few hours after this image made it to the public, right? Another one was published, and this is what that looks like. So people are already tearing them apart. However, somehow, if some of you will remember, when they started their journey of APC, Egbekegbe at the time, it was more or less like this. First, it all started like their, clown ball. The moment they finished registration, then it was like, the harvest of the campaigns from anyway, that one is out there. Okay. We will see how, we'll see how that goes on the side. Now, here is another one. This wahala between Tinubu's team and Shettima seems to actually becoming something real. And something about these guys, in most cases, is that almost all the time, you have been paying attention. Whenever you raise any form of expose, or there is any form of like leak, I think they use the word leaks, right? Even with public evidence of what people are insinuating, the moment they deny it, that is the moment you need to pay more attention. So it's been reported that people around Koolu, they do not want Shettima as Tinubu's vice in 2027. I mean, that led to Gandola being nearly lynched in Gombe, if you remember. But now it seems it is more than that, and it is real. So many of them are already showing, if you have noticed, so many of them are already showing their symptom, as usual, in the northern part of Nigeria, destroying Tinubu's billboards or anything they see the image of Tinubu, destroy them and all that. That some are already saying that they want to see that northerner that's going to go around and sell Tinubu. Now, suddenly, and I'm not saying this from the people, I'm not talking about the people who are already like opposition, this or no. I'm talking about within themselves. You see, that moment they nearly killed Gandola in Gombe. So many of them started spitting. And they are saying, they are praying that this their coalition talk work. And then Tinubu drops Shettima. They want to see that northerner. And if you remember in 2015 as well, it was the same. The difference is that Jonathan was a Christian. Jonathan is a Christian, Tinubu a Muslim, and they don't see Tinubu as a real Muslim. I don't know if some of you know that. Tinubu is not seen as a real Muslim. That is why it was told that the only way it could convince them there would be to pick a Muslim. Now, picking Shettima was to actually appeal to that particular demography, because it's got history with all this Boko Haram and what have you, for real. But now they are saying politically, you don't get any political weight. And people within around Tinubu are considering changing him. So yes, this morning, Bayo Onofunuga came out. This is when I believe that something is. And it's good. Because I'll tell you why. But wait. Onofunuga came out and said, Tinubu will choose his vice after the APC convention. Like, normally, right? There is no vice president ticket or have you in their setting. So it's only one ticket, and that is the candidate. He will now choose his own vice. They will now call it joint ticket, but that's just literally, right? Now, for them to be making and releasing statements official, the Presidiocy, they said Tinubu would choose his own vice, his running mate. That's the word they use. His running mate. Why is he going to need to choose his running mate? Why can't they just say that Tinubu Shettima will continue? Is that not what it should be? Anyway, they say it is politics. So now let me now tell you why some of these things matter. Whether those who are forming coalition or those who are forming the campaign and all that, or what have you. I'm talking about Tinubu and his gang. Majority of us believes that Tinubu currently holds all the cards. That if Tinubu, by any means, failed in rigging himself, because I'm trying to choose the right, sure you get, I don't want to say win, because he never would kind of win any election, sure you get. So people believe that he currently holds all the cards. And if he failed to rig himself, if he failed in his attempt to rig himself, he would have to blame himself, nobody else. What that means is that they are saying their election is Tinubu's to lose. Do you understand? Like, it is, no matter what the mood of the country is, no matter what everybody is, people know that all those things won't count with the way you get. So, if Tinubu is eventually overwhelmed, then that's up to him. Doesn't mean that people support that. Don't get me wrong. It is how bad and how rotten the system is that people have become so hopeless about it. Nobody is, putting their money on anything that way, that much. Well, no sensible person, I would say. However, there are others who also believe that whatever it is that made Tinubu your president today is one huge conspiracy that if they tell you how it all cooked and perfected, you will realize that this Tinubu is just an ordinary area thug, area bureau. That without this conspiracy thing they did, that is gallivanting, and then especially you get that you are calling him this or that. If we didn't do what we did, that if we expose what we did, you will realize that is nothing. And there are those who believe that. As much as you and I can hear that and probably just laugh, like, I'm Benny. But there are those who believe that. And these people includes the likes of this rufai and maybe some of these guys around Shettima. Now, why do you think it is good that all of them are presently pulling whatever they call the resources for their own war? Since you and I will likely not participate physically. So now let me tell you how a good thing this is likely going to be. So number one, we all agree that probably 99% of these guys have the same mindset. They have the same, and maybe there is a 1%, that could possibly be locking in within that means but they have been overwhelmed and, swallowed. But if by any means, right, they manage to pull themselves in their coalition, and with the mindset of those who believe that no matter the power of incumbency of Tinubu, it go hear am from their side in the north. And with all that permutation, and Tinubu as well, with the confidence that they are just making noise, just nonsense. And we do 8 years and all of that stuff. That mindset simply means if Tinubu rigged them, some of them have said it too, that is the end of Nigeria. And maybe I can join you to Yemu, end of Nigeria call. Now, the end of Nigeria is not going to be something that you are just going to wake. It's going to be like, it's not something that you're going to go to bed tonight and you're going to wake up tomorrow and Nigeria has broken to different. No. You see, series of events will lead to when everybody will say, at this point, since everything don't scatter now, at this point, you better know everybody share their gari. The criminal political class, led by the APC, Egbekegbe, and others, they have created an alternative world for themselves that no matter how many people killed or how many people became impoverished, they continue to tell themselves that they are doing well. So they have grown pretty much like, desensitized, sort of like they have become so distanced from the people they are supposed to be leading. There is a huge disconnect, which has created huge, sort of like, massive apprehension, anger. There are so many people are just looking for one reason to explode, right? But they don't care. So, and it keeps degenerating. Systemic corruption, abuse, human rights abuses, name it. So while that is ongoing, millions of them are going to group into all these sides. There are those of them that will believe indeed that Tinubu must go, APC must go. In fact, it's no longer about Tinubu. APC must be dead completely. But APC will say, well, they hold the power of incumbency, so they could crush you, get the military and the rest of them out. Now, when things get that tense, if they hold their ground, I am talking to those of you that will be by, if you hold your ground, that could be the beginning of an end. And that's why all of this should interest you, because wherever spark that people have been kind of like anticipating, series of events will lead to it. And then after that, when everybody will now be like, we are renegotiating, if Nigeria still want to be a country, every ethnic nationality, every tribe must actually agree that they want to still live together and be together. But that is not something that you're going to wake up one morning and boom, you are in your new country. No. It is the actions and inactions of these guys that will then lead to an implosion. They are already living with impunity. Impunity is that they are above the law. They can do anything they want. Now, if you now lead that to your election, which is a charade, everybody expect them to rig you. Then surprisingly, more of you are now interested and determined. Then they still went ahead to rig you. And this time, nobody could hold you. Not even those who put coalition together. By the time the whole castle will burst. So that is why this is very, very important. And you know something? If you are a Biafran supporter, if you are for Yoruba nation, if you are for Kwararafa nation, the Middle Beltons, if you are for Ijo nation, if you are for Arewa nation, you know something? When you are politically conscious this way, there will always be the fallout. You see, the corrupt, compromised system that these guys have put in place will only end in one thing: collapse. And when that collapse happens, there will be some of them that would have to run away from that contraption. No, if those lucky ones will have to run away. So, in order for your own country, when the conversation about self-determination, or self-rule, or autonomous rule, or regionalism, whatever everybody wants, you will be involved. That's why you have to pay attention. Don't say nothing concerns me with their election. No. You need to be that very much active and enlightened, educated about all of this, because there will be fallout. It is all going to end in some not so good place. I see all these guys. They are digging their own shallow graves. Their greed. I've said something about the bubble bursting someday. When that happens, well, maybe for the record, they won't be able to actually blame anyone but themselves. So, Shettima, no, me and they pray, may they change them. We say whether it's there or it's not there, it doesn't have any meaningful thing to me. My other prayer is just simply because I can see the energy in you, the obedient, and you've always have a special place here for a reason. What? Number one, I am not among those who believes that after understanding the complexity of that contraption, right, and the system that is running, right, with the same constitution, that fraudulent constitution, and every other thing that is wrong with that place, even making Obi president will not fix that. There's something that in being part of this whole process can fix, and that is helping to channel that energy, that rage in you. Because a lot of you believe strongly that you just want to work in Nigeria, which is good. So you know that, like, once you are able to, mind you, before I even continue. Now, when Obi becomes part of their coalition, majority of you would have to possibly forgive the criminals responsible for the terrorism that Nigeria is dealing with today, as well as the corruption that led to what Nigeria is also dealing with today. So you have to actually live with that. I don't know how many of you who can, but here, I don't really care what the outcome will really be. Normally, right? For everybody who knows better, right? The ideal thing is, if Obi himself is to actually really do something that will impact everyone, it will all start with that fake constitution. With that fake constitution, right, he is as good as a puppet in the hand of the establishment. All of now will think you are removing some criminals, not knowing that you are ushering in another set of criminals who are now going to be under the banner and shadow of a man that they will need his integrity to actually pull off this whole thing. But the integrity is not enough. They're going to get dirty, and the dirty criminals are going to get involved. It's going to be about interest. So maybe you can believe that the only person that will be representing your interest in that coalition will be Obi. I'm talking to the Obidients, by the way. But here is a good thing. Without the constitution being gone, any other thing they are actually carrying out in the name of that constitution is pure rubbish. You can predict where it's going to end. But hey, the fact that you have that determination and that conviction that a new Nigeria is possible is enough of a fighting spirit. And it's good because it is enough to say, what you are going through, you deserve better, right? And you want better, whatever it's going to take. Abi? Then you get to that point when, the big elephant in the room, Koolu, pull his own string, and, as expected. And it becomes so obvious that, again, this time, is lost woefully. But they don't do the abracadabra again. Here you get. My bet is on you. That's why I have a special place for you, the obedient Omayegun's Diary Politico, because you are the only group with reliable, dependable conviction that is not influenced by money. And that is something. It may not mean anything to other people, right? You are the people who were not motivated with money. And despite all the rigging, they couldn't even deny at least 6 million of you. That is something. So to me, number is powerful. All right? So let's say you join others, because you have to join them. You are going to have to forgive some of these criminals who are going to team up with Obi, right? So now let's say they started the abracadabra again. My money is on you. That whoever is the INEC guy or whatever, or the military or the whatever is that time, they won't be able to hold you because it's going to be you. And that's your dream of a future of Nigeria. That's your dream of Nigeria. And then Tinubu and his gang in the middle, laughing at you, telling you that, oh yeah, walk back. So it's now left, it will be left to you that, what are you going to do? Because you have to pass them now. But that is the day I'm putting my money on. No. Somebody said the day will never come. Okay, fine. I don't have, I don't have dog in the fight. I can manage my expectations. So what that simply means is, people said that when they were rigging you, the Obidients, out in 2023, one of your weakest sort of like point was that there were no strong presence of those who rejected the same charade from northern part of Nigeria. So it was so weak, it was not coordinated. They are even up to today. People believe that Obidients didn't protest the rigging. I don't think some of you even remember that they protested the rigging. Do you remember? They did. They did in Abuja. I think they did in Port Harcourt as well, Rivers. I'm not sure that of Lagos. It was so ineffective that we are here today. So now, I'll be putting my money on you because I cannot convince you not to participate in their charade. You are going to participate anyway. The only thing that will stop you from participating is if they don't make Obi the presidential candidate. Abi? Well, that's my own prediction. A lot of you will just be like, no, I'm not interested again. Abi? But I'm saying that if they make Obi the presidential candidate of their coalition against Tinubu, that means there won't be any too much, there won't be, so if they make Obi the presidential candidate, even though some of them are expecting Atiku to be, but anyway, I'm putting my money on you, the Obidients. So let's say they manage to make Obi that, and then you watch them rob you again. So my money is on you that will be the beginning of that revolution. And I mean it. And maybe it's not going to happen. Because I also have a theory that they know that the only threat to the establishment, which means the entire thing can actually really collapse. Everybody may run away. That threat is Obi. And that is why everybody talks about him all the time. The Lagos Abobakus, the Lagos Agberos, supporting Tinubu, they have it on record that they have actually killed their own opposition supporters, brutalized them in Lagos and few other places. But you see these Obidients with phones, data, and other gadgets on social media are more dreaded. And you may ask yourself, why? And people who are like career politicians, career gurus, people who knows that, Nigeria politics is about shooting guns and paying money. And they have been doing it for decades. How can they be so afraid of people with phones and internet data? It is because they believe that with what you have there, if you should, for one day, use your most potent weapon against them, it's over. And what is that? Your number. So others, that theory of them luring Obi and you, the Obedient, to a coalition, then dump Obi in order to break the cycle. Because around that time, he can't go and say he wants to go another party and be presidential. It will look so desperate. And around that time, so many of you will probably have gone fatigued, like disinterested again, like you're not interested anymore. So a lot of people are, or maybe not a lot of people, some people are saying the idea of coalition also have Tinubu's hands all over it. So it is probably we just have to wait and see. All right? But come on, they are pieces of information. They are not like facts. So to say, when I say fact, I mean you can't pretty much predict on theory. Theory is about what is readily available, like pieces of that, you put them together and you could make projection, right? So until that happens though. Anyway, on Mayegun's diary political, we are not the only person who feels like, because I said it earlier that once this self-destruct button is activated by the APC, helped by those who are planning to come and save every one of us, and then boom, right? The process of us going our separate ways may also be activated. And it will be a good thing, because for the first time, we can be part of a conversation for our own future. We were never part of this one. Our ancestors were handed independence like, take, with conditions that they had no choice but to just agree to. And when they tried to build something for themselves, it backfired to what we have today. Happy? So, once these guys press their own self-destruct button and everything goes south, for the first time, people can actually discuss if they still want to be part of a country and under what arrangements, under what conditions. For the first time, it would be a good thing. I don't think I'm the only person thinking it.
Let's tell ourselves the truth now, at least for once. See, I'm going to speak and a lot of people will think I'm speaking like a Biafran, but no, I want us to reason like analytical human beings. The fact is the division of Nigeria with all the indications on ground so far is inevitable. The division of Nigeria is inevitable without implementing the regional system of government. Okay, let's look at the indicators. Number one, the fact is, the issue of national insecurity at the moment happens to be majorly a northern problem, right? You quite agree with me on that. And in that regards now, any government of the day, any president at the moment that is not of the northern descent or northern origin that tries to fix that, if he's hoping to come for a second tenure, I bet you he can't succeed in that. You quite agree with me, right? And this is what I mean by that. Okay. In addressing, considering bringing into view now what happened recently in Benue, just the normal issue of farmers, herders clashes as they call it, right? Okay. In fixing this kind of situations, now forget about the deployment of military, police, whatever the president coming to visit. You quite agree with me that that doesn't solve anything and it's not going to solve anything. The only thing that will solve that to some certain extent is we having a situation where there is ranches established for herders, right? That is to say, the herders must be in tune with changing times. Because you quite agree with me, there's no developed country you go to in this world today that you'll find a situation where animals wander all around. There is none. You can never find any developed country of that nature. But in so doing now, if the president of the day tries to enforce that, it's going to be rejected by the northerners to some certain extent, evidently clear even in the past, right? Considering the fact that these people are citizens or whatever, they are nomadic in nature, right? That has always been the conversation. They are nomadic in nature. So they move from places to places. And the fact is, I don't know where we're actually getting this. Okay, if you say you are nomadic in nature, how do you expect the government to account for you? Have you ever seen a country where you have citizens being nomadic in nature and the government can account for them and make budget for? So you see, the fact is, the herders must be in tune with changing times, but they are not ready for that. And even the politicians are not ready to have that conversation. Let's look at the issue of dialogue. We need to preach dialogue. We need to be accommodating. There's enough to share, according to Tinubu. But looking at it, you quite agree with me that as far as this life, this nature is concerned now, people have metamorphosized over time, which is the fact that people no more just live because they want to embrace each other in love and peace and harmony. There are two things that guide and regulate the conduct of humanity. One, adequate enforcement of the law, even in developed countries. That is to say, you know that when you do this, this will happen. You must reap for it. You will go in for it. That makes people behave to some certain extent. Another thing that guides people's conduct is the fact that they must be subordinate and superior. Right? That is to say, in anywhere I live for there to be peace, is either they must be, you are the senior, I am the junior. So you know that when you try me, I will finish you, and me that knows that you are more powerful than me, I will not try you. Those are the things that keeps people in check. But if you think that we're going to sit down and be, in as much as we desire one Nigeria, we want to preach and we want to be all accommodating, we believe we're stronger together, but it's not the preaching of peace and love or whatever that keeps people together. These two indications are what keeps people together. And you quite agree with me to some certain extent, the two is missing. There is no adequate enforcement of laws. We are under-policed. Even the armed forces is overwhelmed, and a lot of other things. So what will keep people in check? So what we are fighting for at the moment is a situation where who is more powerful? Is it me, the Fulani man? Is it me, the Yoruba man? Is it me, the Igbo man? Or is it me, the Hausa man? The fact is, that must be sorted out. When it's sorted out, now everybody will know his position, and people now will just decide to keep quiet and whatever. Looking at it, when you now introduce our religious extremism in all aspects as well, that is evident in the country. You have a lot of radical Muslims, radical Christians who are not ready to tolerate each other. The only thing that will make us tolerate each other, let's tell ourselves the truth, is the full implementation of the law and the adequate protection of the vulnerable. That is just it. And all these things are missing. So how do you tell me we are not going to divide? And the fact is, looking at it now, Tinubu will not dare go that way. Right? Because by the time he tries to introduce that, okay, there must be establishment of ranches to curtail the free movement of the Fulanis, you quite agree with me that he is going to lose a lot of... the fact is he's already losing at the same time as far as the North is concerned at the moment. And that is what will bring the division closer in that regards. In the sense that Tinubu doesn't look like somebody that is ready to let go of the fact that this 8 years is his birthright. And at the same time, the Northerners are not ready to give it to him. So when you have a clash of the titans, Abi, that is what I refer to this 2027. Forget about this defection. Clash of the titans is going to definitely give birth to something. So, with all these indications on ground, my brother, the issue of one Nigeria, we are going to get better, will remain nothing but a delusion, seriously. We're going to talk more in this regards. I will drop more in this regard. Let's tell ourselves the truth now, at least for once. See, I'm going to speak and a lot of people will think I'm speaking like a Biafran, but no, I want us to reason like analytical human beings. The fact is, the division of Nigeria with all the indications on ground so far is inevitable. The division of Nigeria is inevitable without implementing the regional system of government. Okay, let's look at the indicators. Number one, the fact is, the issue of national insecurity at the moment happens to be majorly a northern problem, right? you quite agree with me on that. And in that regards now, any government of the day, any president at the moment that is not of the northern descent,
Shay, help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The presidency now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 It's okay.
Again, I apologize, all right? So I lost the audio connection at the point. So I'm sorry about that. And I hope it's back, hopefully. Just before I continue, right? Do you mind? Let me know if you can hear me, please. Right. You can, yeah? All right, thank you. So let's continue. I'm so sorry about that, okay? And it's probably eating into my time, but let us continue. So that young man, what he was trying to pass on to everyone is that you are in a country that is being led by self-centered criminals that have become so self-centered, so selfish, enough that they have created so much division among their hundreds of ethnic and tribe nationality in that place. That rather than bring the people together, they chose to milk and weaponize that division. And that is what you have in Nigeria today. And I've said that before. You are in a place where we are from a place where we can't actually really wait to kill ourselves at any given opportunity. Social media has brought that to pretty much light. That today, so many people can't believe what they read on social media. This is coming from the background of a tribal, ethnic, religious, hatred. And this is what the politicians have planted. They planted a wind. Nigeria is harvesting whirlwind now. So the best thing is for everyone to possibly have this conversation, if we still want to be together, under what arrangement? And if we don't want to be together, peacefully as well, we can decide to go our separate ways, right? Of course, I know you probably will remind me of those who have personal interests, this and that, and they will never let that happen. That is why we said the self-destruct button will do it. So that when you see the sign that the entire place is already crumbling, don't try to save it. Don't tell people to pray. Don't begin to shout one Nigeria this or that, because that could be the lifeline that would extend this madness. Something has to change. You would agree, right? Today, Werey Wike was in Abuja, commissioning all these substandard projects that were supposed to be possibly local government projects. But we all know the kind of money laundering going on in Abuja. And today, in his generosity, he declared salary increase for his own band. These are the guys who sing his praises. The same lifestyle he lived when he was Rivers State governor. You know, that time when he was kind of like entertaining us. They would dance, they would sing and all that. So today, he increased the salary of his band for being able to sing for him in Mandarin, I mean in Chinese. Why, for the past 8 or so months, primary school teachers in Abuja have actually been on strike, back and forth, because of unpaid minimum wage. Primary school teachers still earning 10,000 naira in Abuja, but right there on their face, in their faces.
Tell now that the musician can sing in Chinese language, his fee will be increased. His fee will be increased now that he can sing in Chinese language.
Agreement is agreement, yo. Agreement is agreement, yo. Yes, so we get don't talk about Chinese people go free. Agreement is agreement, yo.
Tell the
okay, you see the agreements. Can they extend this agreement to these school children? That this very dark man just help raise awareness on their Werey Wike.
All right, so these children have been out of school for about 9 weeks. And the reason is simple. Their teachers went on strike. I don't know they're in charge of LEA, but whatever corruption you are trying to do is not fair to these children. You understand? You had a basic education, that's why you are in the current position you are holding. If these children don't have the basic education that they need, they can't function for us in the society. Instead, we'll raise bandits, terrorists, and criminals. Because if they don't have basic education, how will they survive other than stealing? Now, what is the problem? The teachers of LEA decided to go on strike because the minimum wage before was 30,000 naira. I will slap your father. Hey, come on, Mama. Minimum wage was 30,000 naira. And as you all know, Tinubu say they don't increase minimum wage, go 70,000 naira. Meaning say they're supposed to pay everybody 70,000 naira. Understood? Now, after that, implementation was the problem. When the teachers decided to rebel and say, no, you have to pay us what we are worth, then they went on a little strike. They now called them and said, oh yeah, we'll pay you the 70,000. They now paid the 70,000 naira for 1 month. After that 1 month, they took it out again. They now started paying the 30,000 naira. Now the teachers decided to go on strike. That's why these children have been out of school for 9 weeks. So who they in charge of LEA? I beg will beg you. If I'll put you for problem, I'll just tell you, I'll put you in a very big mess. If I carry protest reach your office, I will lock them. Because you are thief. If the president have passed that they should be paying 70,000 naira, why are you holding their money? And it is evidence that they gave you that money because you paid them for 1 month. You now later removed it. And that is stealing. Again, EFCC, this is my problem with you people. This is not my problem with you people. They gave a budget for all these things. when these things like this happen, people are supposed to go after these people and make sure they get everything. But they don't. And it's a problem. Who will suffer? It's all these children that will suffer. Next thing now, you're going to complain, say terrorism, banditry. Who they won't carry now? You carry this kind of people now, you no go school. No orientation, they struggle to survive because you no go school. Let's say they carry on until they do things. I beg, whoever is in charge of NEA, please pay the teachers. The teachers, they hide. I don't know, madam. I don't know why they don't hide. You don't need to hide. You know why? They know they pay you, they hide. They know they pay you, they hide. You want hungry, they hide. You go hungry. You better tell them, say they pay you.
I beg, they beg government, they beg. The chairman, the 6th area council chairman that are in charge of the FCC minister, he has promised that he's going to pay. For the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they even gave them 7 days ultimatum sign to settle everything. But still, the minister is not working on it. He's not doing anything. He's not saying anything. They said they don't have money to pay. And they said, the minister said they have given them money since. He gave them money to pay, but they did not settle it. So they implemented it, and our children are still at home. They deceive us. They wanted to deceive us because we are tired of fake promises. That's why our unions still stand their ground. They said they are not shifting anything because now they are telling them that they should shift on an agreement. Our union said they are tired of the promises. Promises are too much. Our children are just rolling around the environment, doing nothing. Look at them. All these children now, they are primary school children. Other children are in school. You can imagine the time right now. This is morning. But children are still in school. Second time exam, last time exam. We could not write our exam 3 weeks before the exam. They closed, they shut down the school because of strike. They are tired of strike. Please, the government will help us so that these children will go back to school. So that they will become a better society.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please, you have to call your people to order, let them do what you need to. You went to school, that's why you are the president. Please, these children need to go to school. You claim that the children and the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. These people cannot lead tomorrow if they don't have basic education or basic knowledge. So please.
Bless you, bro. I don't know how people see things, but situation like that are enough for you to just sit back, reflect on what exactly is the intention of the people in authority when they abandon this, their responsibility, and they still go back to their own homes, to their children, Rabbi. So what is their intention? What is the end goal? Are they giving them money somewhere that they must ensure that millions of supposed Nigerian children will be denied education systemically like this? Corruption. So what is the end goal? Like, is it to make sure that they continue to produce army of political thugs, bandits, terrorists? Because there must be an end goal, because these are supposed to be educated people, Abi. I'm not so educated in books, in this dear book. But with the little education I have, Papa, I can tell you the consequences of not educating your population. Breeding uneducated, miseducated, stark illiterates as population. Like you are deliberately breeding the population of dependents, population of beggars, a population that ordinarily cannot, because they don't have the skill, the requisite of surviving in this day and time. They don't. So that must be concerning. Like if you are a public administrator that is pretending to be building a society, a just society, how do you intend to keep law and order? Or is it that some of them believe that by the time those children grows up, they will be dead? So that's the problem of whoever is alive then, because I don't know what is the end goal, what is their intention. There must be something. Because look at that, Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, where the Wike is buying buses to deport these children out of Abuja, out of school children. But guess what? They probably will be deporting somebody's child from Abuja, since it is not that the parents are not sending them. At least they manage to send these ones. They are sending these ones, but the teachers are not paid. 30,000 naira minimum wage for school teachers in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. Where do you think such teachers live? Can you imagine that? Like teachers who are primary school teachers in Abuja. Those of you who are living in Abuja, what kind of shanty do you think somebody who is a teacher lives in with their salary? Just imagine it. So there must be end goal. There must be something they want to really achieve. You get what I mean now? Maybe get to a stage whereby everything will choke at a point. The population would have like a balloon, and there will be civil war because there will be total breakdown of law and order. Once you have more stark illiterate, miseducated, uneducated citizens breaking the laws everywhere. So, and once they get to a stage where they are now more than the educated, what do you think the country will be like? A banana republic. So there must be something in the minds of these guys, Werey Wike and his guys. So use the Abuja video as a point of contact, and remember that tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of these children are scattered all over northern Nigeria. It is currently said that over 20 million, 22 million out of school children are in Nigeria. 22 million. Baba, that is more than the population of about 6 or so 7 countries in Europe. Honestly, 22 million out of school children. It's more than the population of some countries, even in Africa. You hear what I mean? So that should be concerning. What do you think will happen to those 22 million children when politicians continue to ignore them? Well, what will happen to them is what we are all witnessing today. Nigeria battling insecurity. Today, most of these children are being recruited. They are being given drugs. Like, you get what I mean? Then given guns to go and kill just anything that moves, whatever they told them. Insecurity, which will then like become everybody's business. And those who are responsible for it. Oh, I actually saw a video of Nigeria police doing a skit. Somebody said it's a skit, but they said it is an awareness. Don't bribe the police in Nigeria. Baba, maybe everybody should record this video as your own proof that if Nigeria police ask you for money, don't give them money. This is Nigeria.
Come back. Your phone. What was your journey? We are here to protect you. We want the road to be safe. We don't want any motorist to be attacked. Again, we are warning our personnel. The Inspector General of Police say policemen are on the road to come in collecting money. Any policeman that's told me to collect money, say no. Any policeman that's told me to check your phone, the passenger's phone number, don't allow it. I'll give you do you have this here? Take this number. Take the number. You call us. We have
081 48
081 again.
081 48 02 47 55. Save it is the command complaint response unit line. You can use it to reach out to us and report erring officers. You can give it to
don't collect money. Nobody should give you collect money from you. Then I'll make
081 48 02 47 55. Save it, CRU.
Thank you very much, sir. Safe journey, safe journey.
This Werey Onitsha road. I came out today with my personnel to check the activities and the conduct of policemen along the road. I have warned them to be civil, to be polite, to avoid corruption along the road. They should not extort money from the motorists. And few men have been arrested extorting money, they will be dealt with. Now, I've warned all the motorists, they should not give anything to all policemen along the road. Say, the present Inspector General of Police, that is IGP Kayode Egbetokun, PhD, he has zero tolerance to corruption. And he is giving us, we the Commissioner of Police, to go out there and enforce his agenda. Policemen should be professional along the road. They should avoid extortion.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, voxe populi, voxe Dei.
Yes. Voxe populi, voxe Dei. Interesting, right? Anyway, Koolu is now being called, what's that again? Why did I kind of forget that? He's now being called Mr. Enjoyment. No, Minister of Enjoyment. That's what they are now calling Koolu. As Koolu will be going to the Caribbean island, St. Lucia, to go and distress. No, is that a word? Because they said Tinubu need to go and relieve stress. And it will be away for 1 week. Out of that 1 week away, Tinubu will use 2 days for official duty. And he will use the remaining days for personal vacation. Brethren, I wouldn't have bothered. I mean, he's been going to France and all of that. Can I ask you to do something? Quickly, please, and tell me what you found. Just copy it and put it in the comment section, okay? Google St. Lucia cocaine hub. Can you do that? Tell me what you found. I'll read the comment, don't worry. St. Lucia, St. Lucia, Lucia. Yeah, good. And then add cocaine hub. Yeah, send here. Send, search. Good. Whatever that gives you, tell me. But I'll tell you something. St. Lucia is known to be one of the strong. It became popular, by the way, like is a tourist destination, but it is also known as the destination hub for drug smugglers, drug dealers. I won't say more than that story. Now, Koolu will be there for 1 week. So it is not Koolu that you should be looking at. Or it is not Koolu that I will be looking at. I will be looking at those I will see around Koolu. You get that? Not this Koolu that you have to look at. This one. I want to try and put my hand outside and see if I can put my hand in front. I just slap, shake it like just that. I'm trying to, but don't worry. Anyway, so Koolu, the Minister of Enjoyment, will be holidaying in St Lucia. You can do with that information whatever you like. Somebody said they are going there to place for money. Okay, well, maybe. I didn't say that. But here is something I also want to share with you. This time around, it is coming from Devulumai.
Who has both sight and vision.
Sorry. So it is coming from Devulumai, who seems to have given himself the sort of like the authorization, or makes himself an authority to speak on behalf of you, the Igbos. So what did he say about the Igbos' interest in Nigeria? He said the Igbos' interest in Nigeria is different from other regions' interests. But that's actually not to praise the Igbos. If I was an Igbo man, okay, I don't want to tell you how to feel. I'll feel strongly about this madman toying with what ordinarily everybody knows the truth, right? And before I even say that, I want you to listen to this.
And I use the opportunity to talk to Southeast people. When we go to social media and talk, castigate and all sorts of things, I continue to tell my people, our problem is different from other regions. Our problem, we have to count one before we count two. We lost it some time ago. What we need is to be reintegrated into the affairs of the country. I said that before now, there was no federal project in Ebonyi State. But you can see everywhere there are federal projects in all the Southeast. Is that not integration? For Mr. President to give an Igbo man, Minister of Works, Chief of Naval Staff, the Minister of Science and Technology, because I'm in fact, and I know that the young man is about, launching our own satellite by the support of the President. Is it not integration? So we need to be properly integrated. Other people have been integrated, and that's why you see them shouting and making efforts for more demands. But let's work together supporting this same president that has integrated us. But we are not yet sitting very well. We have to sit very well. If you are sick, you will not know there is hunger. It's when you get well before you start thinking of other things you are missing. So let us support. And I use the nuisance Lele.
So how do you feel as an Igbo man listening to that? I'm not an Igbo man, but let me tell you, no matter how I think I feel, right? It is not even about that, all right? Maybe it is not even about feeling, but it is about feelings too, or maybe more than that. From time immemorial, the Igbos have been told to bend the knees and take responsibility for everything that is wrong in Nigeria, or wrong with Nigeria. So let me explain. Since 1960 to 2025, they have not made a democratically or militarily elected Igbo man the president of that place. And it is not just that. We've had all these characters, as they call them, their former presidiots. The northern part of Nigeria, they have ruled Nigeria out of Nigeria's 64 years existence. The northern part of Nigeria, they have ruled Nigeria for more than 40 years of that. Then, other tribes, well, we are next. The Yorubas. We have also ruled Nigeria, like Yeah, Obasanjo 11 years. Now you have Tinubu. Let's say 4. That will make it 15. But for now, 13. Then you have an Ijoman, a Berejolantan. So when you don't say the southern part of Nigeria, the Igbos, who are the major ethnic nationality in Nigeria, they have been profiled, an unwritten code that an Igbo man must not be made the president of Nigeria, or will not be the president of Nigeria. Somehow, you see all these things that people are uttering everywhere, right? Igbo man will never be president of Nigeria. Don't think it's just political saying. It is institutionalized. Not that they can't decide to make an Igbo man president, but don't get me wrong. But nearly 64 years of independence, there's not been an Igbo man that is president of Nigeria. And therefore, when we are now talking about those responsible for this destruction of this Nigeria, it seems almost people who have ruled Nigeria and ruined Nigeria always blame the Igbos. It's only the Igbos they are telling to come and reintegrate. Do you get that point? People who destroyed Nigeria feel entitled. And because of the genocidal war, with that coded agreement between them, an Igbo man is blamed for all of their atrocities. So easy. I mean, don't lie. Some of you have always been like, the Igbo people need to try, something. For Igbo people to rule this country, they must try to convince the people. Now, the Igbos supposed to convince us. Have you studied that? I don't know. Me as a Yoruba man right now, if I am interested in their politics in Nigeria, all I have to do is to go and kneel down for somebody, whoever that person is that time, in northern Nigeria. All right? So I have to go and kneel down for that person. As a Yoruba man, it doesn't matter what I say about Nigeria, to hell with Nigeria, to this and that, it doesn't matter. Let an Igbo man be praising Nigeria. They will still tell him that, it's because you are an Igbo. It's because, that's going to be very hard. But nobody can explain why. This is the first, see, I won't lie to you. This was actually my first time back then, that I discovered that Nigeria is fake. It's just a fake country. The oppressed, who are Yorubas, the oppressed, who are Hausas, even Fulanis, Middle Belt, and the rest of them, who have been programmed this way. They believe that if they give their support to an Igbo man, they are doing them a favor, because they have been programmed never to actually wish them to lead them. So it was like a general consensus, the Igbos are into business. They are not interested in politics. They are not interested in clinical. So it now became like a social conditioning. I don't know about you, but when I discovered that, it doesn't make any sense. That there are some people who are very strong about Igbo. Igbo man cannot be president of Nigeria. Must not be president of Nigeria. There are people who actually feel strong about it. Guess what? These people, they have Igbos as friends. Yeah, they have Igbos as friends. But internally, they feel so strong that, Ogbeni, you want to go and make Igbo man president. He will just declare Biafra. Their parent told them that. And there are people who are still living like that here today. So it is an Igbo man. Fulanis that are killing Nigerians. A Fulani man doesn't have to convince anybody if he wants to be president. Nobody will even ask him and say, see Atiku. Atiku is, Fulanis are killing people. Fulani terrorists are killing people. I have not really seen anyone holding Atiku because he's Fulani. They are holding it because he's a thief, like others. IPOB, that is demanding for peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. There are people who are saying because of IPOB, Peter Obi cannot be president. So Peter Obi needs to convince them that he is not supporting Biafra. An Igbo man. Tinubu is Yoruba man. They are not holding him because we want Yoruba nation. Have you noticed? Now, this discrepancy in that system at a very, very kind of like a young age, I've seen through it and I'm like, man, they just deceived me when I was younger, Sha. This is not right. This doesn't make any sense. You know? And when Devulumaye, here is another one. When you go inside APC, Ebekebe, who have actually shown us the real hatred that they weaponized, tribalism, ethnicism, religionism are being gone. Inside APC, Ebekebe, there are tens of thousands of Igbos there. In their leadership, what have you, including Igbo governors, who pledge allegiance to APC, they still don't trust them. That is institutionalized. That one is not something that just happened to Nigeria. It's always been there. Every time you touch them, you will get people that will remind you, or you are trying to, are you trying to be nice to the Igbo? You want the Igbos to like you. Does that invalidate what I just pointed out? Like if you sit down and just reason and say, they have them shout one Nigeria, one Nigeria. And what does that mean, one Nigeria? We are all one, this equal. But are you actually one? Are you equal? The answer is no. And no Igbo man need anybody's validation to say that. No. A sensible Igbo man, a woman, knows this very, very well. And if you don't understand where some of them gets the passion to reject Nigeria from, it is from this truth. They stop lying to themselves. Because how could you have Igbos in your APC, Ebekebe, and whenever it is at any given chance, you are ready to pounce on them and tell them, people where they kill people, those who have looted and destroyed Nigeria, they don't need to convince us to say they want to be in charge of Nigeria. Now that's Igbo. They need, you know, the Igbo people are very stubborn. You know, the Igbo people are this. Oh, what are you talking about? You say a lot of shit, right? And then you realize that this shit that they are all saying, or kind of like a spewing, they are coming from a place where institutions have been built on it, has been built over it, that it is actually entrenched. Now then you have the Igbos themselves, supposed Igbo Fulefus, the Igbo elite, who are more or less like begging. They are begging to be recognized. That's how I see it, by the way. I see them begging to be validated. Like, hey, I am Igbo. I am not like the rest of the Igbos that you know or you conjured in your head. I am loyal, I am ready, I am for Nigeria. If they want to, like even Peter Obi, they are like, I want to convince you that, you see, like Obasanjo too, my Nigerianness is more than my Igbo-ness, my Yoruba-ness. People want validation. But despite all of that, the evidence, mistrust or distrust or whatever it is, some of them are hiding from it's obvious. So Devulumaye can go and tell the Igbos and say they should be grateful to Tinubu for giving Igbo man Minister of Work. This useless Devulumaye forgot that there was actually a time that Obasanjo said super ministers, those who negotiate your debt, cancel it to zero, right? And then build your foreign reserve, gave you excess crude accounts, made your refineries working, built power plants, than these ruiners, these destroyers, these locusts today, right? At the head of the team, economic team of Nigeria at the time, with majority of those who were indeed with Obasanjo, they all went on to become greater things from all over the place. But no, they have to come and convince Mukaila in Egbeda that as an Igbo man, you need to convince me. You need to come and, I don't know. So Devulumaye and others, they are just appealing to that. For 24 years, there is no single federal government of Nigeria's project in the entire eastern part of Nigeria. I said that the other day. Some people started Googling it. Like, is that possible? Is that true? Well, Devulumaye just said that until he was appointed minister, there was no federal government project in Eastern Nigeria. But guess what? When Nigeria paid back the debt that they used Nigeria name to collect, the Igbos are also paying part of the debt. It doesn't make any sense. If you sit down and just think about it, it doesn't make any sense. And that's part of the injustice there that they want you to overlook. And just be your neighbor's keeper. There's nothing wrong about that contraption, right? And I hope that so many of you will realize this now than later, right? And those who are responsible for all of this, they have to pay. In fact, they must pay. When I say pay, it starts from taking the power back from them. Make them vulnerable, because right now they are living in a different planet where impunity is their source of energy. It energizes them. It makes them so like maybe invincible, right? So good luck with that. Here is my final one. I know I was supposed to make it a people's parliament, but it seems that we are not that many. Would you still want me to open the studio? And yeah, we can have, because I realize a lot of our people just suddenly don't want their faces to be seen. They just want to remain anonymous in the comment section and all that, right? All right. Here is what the people who are supposed to be responsible for your defense in Nigeria, your CDS, had to say in defense of the terrorists that they are telling you to accommodate today. I mean, that's what imagine if the Igbos are the ones who form militia and killing people in these areas, right? And then saying, if you don't let us go away, we'll kill everybody in northern Nigeria, kind of like, do you think Nigerian army will probably speak good of them like this? Where the soldiers are advocating for land, for terrorists who have killed hundreds of thousands of people in a space of 10 years. You have to finish, man.
It's peculiar. Like I said, historically, it's gone back, way back. And it started in the past. If a cow enters a farm and damages a farm, the cow is arrested or caught, compensation is paid, or if they kill an animal suddenly, it's compensated. So over time, that stopped. What stopped it? That's the problem. So we started losing faith with those ones. Instead of these settlements, people started taking laws into their hands. If the cow gets into the farmer gets angry, deals with the cow. If he deals with the cow, the owner of the cow also gets angry and attacks the
So there is revenge.
So there is revenge. So
right.
These are the issues on ground.
Right.
And so which means, from my own assessment, three things matter. The people in Benue State believe that there's land grabbing going on. They have that perception. And because over time this has happened. Now most of our troops, when we send them on patrol, some of the areas are empty. Nobody is there, but there is no foreigner there. But the idea is that if you go in there, you might be attacked. One thing. Secondly, the issue of the animals. The animals stray into farms. Now, because if you know Benue, it is lush and it's very attractive to animals. If an animal gets into a farm, there's always a problem. It creates problems. Now, if you arrest the animal or you kill the animal, it becomes another issue.
Right.
So if we stop the animals from moving, there won't be issue. If we stop killing the animals, there won't be issue. So for me, these two things are basic. The issue of land grabbing is political. The government, state government particularly, need to really step in to ensure that we address and bring all the parties together.
Right.
Sit down and agree on this. And from henceforth, any act that is conducted is acts of criminality. We can start dealing with that from then. And I think we'll have peace if we're able to do that.
Well, I mean, one of the things that
the defense headquarters has just established is defense ranch, because we want to show example as part of our non-kinetic effort. Sometimes we show example, so we do a model of a ranch. I had the opportunity of being the first executive director for Nigerian Army Farms when I established, and we established a ranch. It's in Abuja. Once you ranch, animals are properly fed, properly taken care of, you get more value. You don't need to take them around. So that is critical. And so our example is we think it is important that we get some farmland, federal government or through the livestock, we work together in partnership, we build model ramps so that people can see what the ranch looks like and the importance. And then secondly, you could also give opportunity for people to come and invest and build pastures, grassland, so to say, because the animals need this grass. So if you provide that and you stop them from moving around to enter into farms, this conflict will stop. And then gradually confidence, because as it is now, confidence has been lost. Both parties don't see eye to eye. And that's why it's critical. We must make them communicate. We must make them understand.
And what is the decision on the ranching thing?
Yeah. I think the Mr. President
is it going ahead now?
No, it's going ahead. Mr.
Because
President
they started it. I mean, the former governor started it.
No, but now we have the Minister of Livestock.
Right.
And the Mr. President called him there and gave him a directive. He wants it established.
Okay.
So we're also going to partner with him directly to ensure that it's done.
Right. Well, that's a good start. But
so your military is speaking for terrorists, and the solution is to use the Lord land of Benue, Plateau State, to placate these blood-sucking murderers. But that should be an answer to whatever other question you have. But how do you placate terrorists without justice? This man has an answer.
Of tactical operations,
but can we have that solution if we don't know what exactly is at the root of the problem?
But I said it in the beginning, misgovernance. Misgovernance. Right. The greatest antidote to insecurity is good governance. In counter-insurgency, good governance. Ethnic issues, good governance. But when you have a country where almost every major ethnic group has an armed militia, there are more arms in the hands of citizens than there are in the defense and security exchange. Then number two, you have a governor coming talking about non-kinetic. So this is a new buzzword. Everybody is talking about non-kinetic. What does non-kinetic mean? And you can't have, with due respect, Doctor, truth and reconciliation without justice. You can't have a repentant terrorist without justice. You can't have a reformed terrorist without justice, just like you can't have a reformed ethnic militiaman without justice. The bottom line is justice, the quest for social justice.
And can you get justice without punishing the criminals?
There you go. So before you get to the truth and reconciliation component, there has to be justice. Everyone talks about Rwanda. People went to jail before they came out, and then the truth and the reconciliation. You cannot harm me, harm my children, take away my voice and say you are sorry and I accept it. And the military are overstretched. So rather than to form a committee of elders, the elders are the ones who failed. The governors are the ones who failed. I would love to see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu charge the youth. The future belongs to the youth. You are having a composition that takes out the entire youth, accepting the elders to decide on the youth. This is not going to happen. The elders cannot plan for a future that they are definitely not going to be a part of. And they messed up the past so that the youth grew up in that chaos. And then now you want them to solve the problem that they are direct stakeholders in. You don't do that. Who chased out Boko Haram in Maiduguri? It's a civilian JTF. It's the youth. The future belongs to the youth. Then creating new paramilitary outfits does not solve the problem. Rather, I would love to see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu proscribe all armed militia in Nigeria. Give them 3 months, proscribe, disarm, be registered either as agro rangers or whatever, so that the state can oversight. But as it is, every problem is the military. If you see the face of the CDS, the man has been bouncing from pillar to post trying to put out fires that the military did not put out.
So many fires to put out. Dr. Mole,
because they are deceiving themselves. He's not putting out any fire. He's leading a narrative, a false narrative. If your military, your entire military is building their intelligence on farmers-adult clashes, omitting the evidence video of, moving terrorists. We have evidence. If somebody like me Mayegu, I can produce at least 100 different videos, rolling back to maybe like a year now, over 100 videos of these terrorists. I can produce 200 videos of these terrorists. That your powerful Nigeria military, maybe not that powerful anymore, will be able to use their own geolocator machine, whatever it is, to locate them. Now, that's not even just to locate them, just to show to them that these terrorists are not for cows. How can you be building intelligence to end terrorism on a very wrong thing, and you are going on TV pushing that narrative? So you don't think it's intentional? Do you think they are stupid? They're not stupid. They're not. They are very much intentional about everything they are doing. Their intention is not to end the terrorism. It is to weaponize it. And they've already done that. Whatever they agreed and schemes they are putting together on how to grab people's lands using armed Fulani terrorists. So I support that man talking about justice because, of course, before you forgive terrorists that claim to have repented, he must first face justice for his crime, right? Now, you can now show leniency. You can show mercy. But you don't just tell killers that, oh, all right, take that Quran, pick up that Quran and say, I won't do it again. Alhamdulillah, I won't do it again. I swear by Allah, I won't do it again. That can't be a problem-fixing solution from a military. Military, Papa, do you understand what being a military man, a soldier? Made mess of it there. Ridiculous, right? It's unfortunate. So there is no justice, there is no peace. You don't placate killers. You do not placate terrorists. A dead terrorist is a repented terrorist. That's the word. Eh? They said it is of God to judge everyone. It is not the place of the military in Nigeria maybe to judge this terrorist, right? That one is the job of God. But the military in Nigeria owes one single duty: send that terrorist to God. And then God can judge him. If he deserves 72 virgins, great. If he deserves to burn in hell, fine. But your job is not to rehabilitate terrorists by merely holding a Quran and say, I won't do it again. And for years now, after over 300,000 terrorists repented, rather than for the terrorism to abate, to reduce, it has become even worse. An industry, if you say, industry, you know? So, they are doing their best. Which best? They are looking for farmers' others. They want to collect people's land, to placate others because of cows. A soldier is on TV talking about ranch as his own solution, non-kinetic. The victims of terrorism are languishing in different IDP camps in Nigeria. Women, children are wasting away. Horrible things are happening to them. Yeah, you can imagine it. And it is said that currently there are over 10 million internally displaced Nigerians. 9.9 million of them are displaced by Boko Haram and the Fulani terrorists. Yeah? But your CDS is on TV talking about ranch, how to build ranch. Government should build ranch for killers. There are no cows anywhere. There's no cows involved in this massacre, in this ongoing ethnic cleansing, this genocide. So me, where they say I don't be military self, I can produce enough evidence that this is not farmers others clashes. But do you think they don't know? They do. They just want to push that narrative. So if people pushing that same narrative are telling you that they are working to end the insecurity, on what intel? Which intel are they using to end the insecurity? The intel that says God-wielding terrorists, they are herders. Can you actually solve a problem with the wrong information? Eh? I'll leave you to it. Nigeria is already in the gutters. Whatever anybody see me collecting like that, you know. Every people, I saw these two clowns earlier today, even though I couldn't really finish the video with people this afternoon. But this is the new Edo.
No magic. No magic. You know they mind them. They see what they happen here. Honorable Commissioner for Local Government Chieftaincy. Honorable Lucky Isegbe. Wow. Now they do all this project for Iru man. What's that you call this road? Idume Malwa. Idume Malwa. Ozala Road. Honorable Isegbe, now they do. Honorable Lucky Isegbe, now they do. Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftain. Ma tell you, sir, he never contest, so they never elect him once, so he never be House of Rep, he never be House of Assembly, he never be Senator once, so then a commissioner and a appointee, now he be Bako government. When they see and say, when the head good, every other part go good. Because Bako good, every other part good along the line. Now, I'm going to show me the previous government. Una fit show me any commissioner for the previous government where they do project. We can do water project for Esaland. But Bako government now commissioner don't come they do water project for a community. Now, if all the commissioner for the previous government do like this, now be saying a small work, now go remain where government go they do. But all of them were busy embezzling, thinking of how to thief government cars, like we carry we go carry government Prado Jeep, carry Itifan. Now all those kind of things like Ashwe Ole, Obaseki Ole, Chris carry Ole, all of them are criminals. So Jobo Jabo Yahi.
This water they flush you. They work. Honor.
What I see what you say they do. Clean water say I drink.
For community. They work.
Clean water. See ya.
Free of charge.
That is say you know the clean. See ya clean.
Free of charge.
No madness.
Free of charge.
It never finish. Oh. They say more day front. Come on, go front.
I face you, you face me.
This is what Honorable Commissioner is doing. It's Segbe. As he put out here, yeah. You see, huh? It's Segbe.
I face you, now you go on.
It's Segbe. Look at home madness. Sunday front. See where I put tank here. No madness. It's Segbe. It's Segbe. Under the leadership
of His Excellency
Senator Monday Okpewolo. Una dey see am? See the tank. Another one dey front o.
How will they go so?
They say they too work for this community o. Esegbe.
Working.
Esegbe. He don work for which community? Who be that? Commissioner? Lucky. Esegbe. So Esegbe don try for this community.
Touch only water sef.
Wey give una?
No be small thing.
Oh.
No say we dey suffer water. Even though we dey do new jet, na so you carry jerrycan go dey find water. New jet wey we even though rain dey fall now, we no dey put something again. Na where water we dey drink.
Yes.
So Esegbe, nothing go do am o.
No man.
Nothing go do am.
Amen.
Nothing go do am.
Amen.
E help us well well. When they even vote now, na so e come give my pikin sewing machine. That my pikin no get father. So say make I dey cause that kind person. Abeg o, Esegbe, na God go bless am.
Amen.
No mind.
God bless you, madam. No mind.
They no go thank God. They will thank am. No mind.
I mean, I can't fault that. All right. In 2025, Nigeria have 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. You can say 37. All right. Nigeria have 774 local government areas. And of course, with the population of over 200 million. Do you know that 98% of these places and these lands, some of them used to, some of those infrastructures have now become old and outdated. Public water in Nigeria is almost zero. That is why today, like many Nigerians, They are like their own local governments. They provide their own housing. They provide their own security. They provide their own water. They provide their own power. They provide their own healthcare. They provide their own education. They provide all of these things, and then government comes to tax the borehole. They provide their own water now, right? So say an average Nigerian is a local government chairman, a chairwoman. If you are doing any of this or all of this by yourself, in that contraption, right? You are a local government chairman, no, honorable. I don't know, I think they call them honorable. So water project is such a big deal that rather than give their people water, I'm talking about where you lay the, like for example, you lay 1 million kilometers of water pipe to cover the whole country, where different water schemes will spring up. But we used to have hang on. How many of you remember that we used to have a water corporation in almost every town? I mean, when I was growing up, we had our own water corporation in charge of water provided for the metropolis for my town. In my own hometown, we had tap water that serves my own kind of like an area, the pipe passes, and you go to the water corporation to open an account, and they will bring their staff. All they will do is just to dig the ground, dig it a bit, connect a pipe to what you call it, to a supposed centralized pipeline or water pipe, right? And then before you know it, Baba, when I don't get water for house, when I was growing up, and before my very eyes, all of that went dry. You know what I mean? Like one after the other. The water dried up. The pipelines outdated, and boreholes became a fashion, even in their biggest city, Abuja or Lagos, everywhere. You have to provide your own water. It is so sad that as young as people like us are, we actually witness the degeneration of that contraption. How they actually ruined everything. So today, anybody will give you water, I can't fault it. I promise you, I can't fault that. But it could be better than that. The people of Delta, this is an oil-rich state in Nigeria. But now so everybody they live.
You can see our road for Asaba. This is Oduke. This is Oduke Road. See.
For your information, Asaba is the state capital of Delta states. You can make use of that. You can make use of that information however you want. The capital or the state capital. If the state capital is like this, you can best imagine what the rural areas will be like. In fairness.
You can see our road for Asaba. This is Oduke. This is Oduke Road. See, these two places now are two big holes right there. And this is what we pass through every day. Anytime we in rain now, we they pass through for here. Devout culture, come see you. Let me pass so that you see what I'm telling you about. Million Liga Asaba finally. I'm calling on the Delta State government. Our road they very bad though. See. See, na river they see my motor. See. Just see. And Benz and water no be friends. Benz and water na enemy. This place again another big hole. These two big hole now. Now what do they face for this place? Yeah? This is what we are facing. See my motor. Benz and water no be friends at all. See. This is Oduke Road. Most of this thing now, I will not be planning to pack out from this area. It's not making sense. Look, just look. All this plan, they will stop. Lucha Sianuzo. They will stop. Lucha Uzo. Look Look at all the streets blocked. Eh? They talk, they carry shop, carry block, cover everywhere. So how water want to pass? Eh? How water want to pass for here now? See shop where they carry people for road. See road, see shop, see that motor, see that motor. See that motor with the back. See. See. You see? See that motor go sit down, go swallow that motor, see. See. Eh? Our road don't scatter finish. Election on the reach, oh. Now come call us. You gonna see our road for Asaba. This.
The state capital, oil producing state, a state that collects 13% derivation. But well, people just have to live with that. Children are born into that. You know, I'm glad that I have older people on this platform. Maybe some of you, you know, like my age grade or so, right? You know, Dogul, my hometown, Papa. Man, how did they manage to destroy all of those things? Water corporation. Papa, you want to be somehow like, you probably would want to be a government worker that works in the water corporation. Whenever a pipe burst, right, we knew who to call. And they will be there to fix it. I wasn't too young. I witnessed that growing up. Then gradually we started seeing these pipes bursting, water drilling from here, destroying the road, and they will leave it undone for days. That was when everything started collapsing. You know, industrial generator. I'm talking about this generator that, all those babas in, I don't know, like all those babas in the Western region, then about they get sense, they get vision, they get everything. But Nigeria, well, it's Nigeria. You are not meant to succeed. You are meant to just be surviving. That is the context. Nigeria was not created for the Nigerians, people inside it, to survive. All those things, those first men, they did so well. They built things. I'm talking about you know those tower now? It's not this tank that you have right now. No. They will build tower. And they will build a massive tank. Concrete tank. Very tall. Those tower. They're everywhere. They were everywhere. Some of them will be serving neighboring communities, neighboring towns, villages. The same water corporation. They have all their trucks, they have all their equipments. When they kit up to go and do the job, oh my God, I'm just having a flashback on that. But today, Odogbolu's, what do you call it? Water corporation. If it's still existing, it's just existing as a relic that people point to. See, that used to be water corporation. It's actually in front of the Odogbolu local government secretariat. Have you seen that too? Criminals whose job is to maintain the weaponization of everything negative against us. And the establishment, the system, is what allowed it. You know what I mean? And for those who japa, imagine say you get visa. You get visa now. Say, well, thank you, I'm leaving Nigeria. And then you go to your destination, Babana, Iran. And then the next day, boom, boom, boom. You don't run away from Nigeria. You still go meet Nigeria. So somehow you run to their embassy. Then you met this. What will be your reaction?
We are Nigerians. We just came to the embassy, Nigerian embassy here in Tehran, in respect to the situation. And as it has been informed that all residents of Tehran should be evacuated. And we came to Nigerian embassy here, at least to see our embassy staffs or the consular or the ambassador or whoever. These are Nigerians also. Many of them, some of them have just left. We came here. This is the Nigerian embassy, Tehran.
All of them, they have abandoned the Nigerian citizens. They have abandoned Nigerian citizens to their own fate in Tehran, in Iran. That's why we're making this video, so that it can go viral, that Nigerian government has abandoned the citizens here in Tehran. They have abandoned their citizens in Iran. They've all fled. We have been reliably informed that they all went to Kish Island. That's where they are now, abandoning the whole Nigerians in this land to their fate. So that's why we're making this particular video. This is the Nigerian coat of arms, written here, Embassy of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Tehran. This is it. This is the building, the Nigerian embassy. You can see the flags. You can see Nigerian flags. You can see everything. This is in Tajrish area. So that's why we're making this video, so that the world will know what country we are. Thank you very much. This is it. This is Nigerian embassy here in Tehran. Embassy of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Tehran. Residence. Look at it here. Look at the entrance. Look at everything here. Look at the environment. Look at this is Tajrish. This is the street. This is it. Thank you very much.
Abbas said we should share it and let it go viral. You're on your own, no? You better go to Ghana Embassy. Go and download, if you are from Nigeria and you are in Iran. Anyway, you are in Iran. Please don't take my advice. But this is what I would do. Don't take my advice. I am not in the best position to advise you, all right? Just stay safe. Okay? But if I was you, by now, even if I did crawl, I don't crawl reach Burkina Faso embassy. I mean Burkina Faso no embassy there. Or Ghana. Or Gambia. Anyone that is close by. Even if now crawl, you dey crawl. While you are crawling there, go and download language or speak translator on your phone. So you go and download some keywords. You go and search for some keywords they speak in Ghana. Chale, Kwale. I don't know them, Shabo. I know that Chale. Yeah? Then you also learn how they pronounce their words. Right? For example, if you want to say you are a pastor, you can say you are a pastor. Now, all these things you master them and tell them that Iran is Israeli bomb don't make you lose mind. But the only thing where you remember is say you are from Accra or you are from Lema. Be sure, one kokon. Also, if that thing going on in Iran escalates, Baba Nigeria no get record though. Nobody knows you. Nobody will even know that you are there. In my life, I would never believe that anybody will enter plane. Family and everybody will say, safe journey. So somebody where they go Iraq. I'm around when you in Syria. Syria, people will be Syria. Nigerians, I'm like, you cannot live in Nigeria, but you can live in Iraq. I don't understand. Like, how can you say you are okay to live in Syria, or be Iraq, or you can't live in Nigeria? I want you to let me know. Here you get, but Nigeria no get record. So last, now other foreign media go they tell us say 3 Nigerians die, 2 Nigerians die. Nobody will even feel it at home. So tobacco why you see a quota, tobacco you see a quota, tobacco one con otero araipa. Again, don't take my advice. That's what I would do if that was me. At the Ghanaian straight in. Here you get. Or they evacuate, I mean, even if they deport you to the wrong country, when you get there, you can explain to them why. It is called survival instinct. Use it. But please, I don't think everybody should use frustration as the reason why they have to go to Iraq or Libya. All these places, they are not excuses. Honestly speaking, they are not. So Kakakolo see Iraq or Iran, when you are not a Shiite, be aspiring Boko Haram, or maybe somebody who is like, motivated, Fulani terror, whatever. I don't see why you want to go to Iran, Shah. Sorry, Iran, I don't mean it in a rude way, because I'm a Yoruba man, and somehow this will be me, seated in a corner of a room. Start imagining how unlucky I would be. What kind of unfortunateness is this? Somebody look at me, suffering in Nigeria, and they offer me Iraq visa. They offer me Iran visa. I can enter a room and start questioning my existence and say, like, I don't finish like this. Now. Iraq, Iran. But like I said, that would be me. I'm not talking about you. So if you are a young person, no matter what you are facing in Nigeria, Papa, for God's sake, it is better to stay in Nigeria than to go to Iraq or be Iran. And that would be me. Like I said, don't take my advice. I'm not the best person to advise anybody. Somebody called me from that place, not from the place per se. You see why I'm passionate about this, and somehow it may be sounding funny to you. I don't mean it to come out funny. It's something I am very much, like I'm very much emotional about as well. So somebody called, a friend of mine. That friend of mine now called me. They were talking about how we can raise awareness, because Nigeria seems to have abandoned their citizens in Iran. So maybe I could use my platform to raise awareness and help the people there say, Nigerian criminals, Nigerian government, they have abandoned Nigerians in Nigeria. Where did you see this confidence from that we should raise awareness for the Nigerians abandoned in Iran? I don't understand though. That's what I told him. His own brother called from the place. They said he's an IT guy, I don't know. And right now, they are finding means of maybe crossing to Afghanistan or being gone. I don't know if they share border, but the point here is this. No desperation should take you to any of those places. No desperation is enough to take you there. Except if you have a personal mission of whatever you want to go and do there. So that we can avoid situation like this. So finally, I read, okay, I don't think I should even tell you, don't worry. Because majority of you are not going to take it serious, you are just going to start laughing and laughing again. But I hope the message is passed, all right? See those of you who are abroad already, you do not understand the privilege you have. Honestly, you don't. Even though that privilege is not something that was given to you on a platter, a lot of us know what we had to do, what we passed through, before we finally be able to put our dreams and the rest of them together like this, right? But we are still privileged. Here you get. Because there are so many people right now who have become victims of trafficking, being promised this job, that job. About PS, need Saudi Arabia, run, no. I won't say more than that. So please, whoever needed to hear that, I hope they get the help they need. Look for the nearest country. I don't know if they've shut their border, because sometimes you see all these, this Islamic regime like that of Iran. So to them, it's Ukraine. Nobody they go anywhere. We all die inside this place. So imagine thinking you have escaped the slum of Oshodi. What do you call it? The hill of Mesikiti. To go and make it abroad. Suddenly they can't lock door for Iran. You say, Iran, I'm not Iran. I say, we know. But right now you are Iranian. We die here. Imagine. That's how now. Eh? So please choose where you are going carefully. You know, nobody has a extra life anywhere, okay? And to everybody in Iran, you by any chance see this video, I wish you all the best. Stay safe, okay? As much as possible. And get out as soon as you can as well, okay? And I wish you all the best. Now I can go on and on and on like that, but it's just going to be like, this my ego is not serious. Honestly, I can go on like that, picking up all these issues and make them so kind of like a relaxing to listen to while you laugh, you think as well. Do you know what I mean? Well, I think small is fine, or little is okay. So we shouldn't overplug it. So thank you so much for spending your evening with me. You know something? I was right. Majority of you are, you are no longer comfortable joining the People's Parliament and putting your face on this screen. Yeah. I hope it is not what I'm thinking. And if it is what I'm thinking, I don't blame you, okay? Because there are so many things I have to let go myself before I could really continue to put my face out here like this. So, but I really did wish that we could have our People's Parliament tonight. But don't worry, there'll be another time. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have had a good time while we monitor other developments in that place, right? Please, don't leave this broadcast without dropping your own offering, which is like the broadcast. I'm going to see you some other time from here. Good night. Odaro.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí Presidiocy bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.